Hello everybody and welcome back to SimFly News. This is Roberto SimFly spokesperson, and I'm here to letting you know everything that is happening in SimFly. Oh my god, what an incredible couple last week we had. First of all, the checking out when you go in the marketplace, you can now check out and you can use also PAX. It's already active, no problem. You earn your PAX with your flying. When you are in the checkout, you're gonna notice on the top there is one extra piece of interface where you can decide how many packs to put in your purchase. You cannot put more than the total. I already gave you the whole walkthrough last week, so I'm not gonna repeat that, but if you don't see that, it's because you don't have packs. So you need to have at least one packs. So if you have 0.73 packs, you will not be able to spend, because packs in checkout can only be used as a round number. This is not something we did in purpose, is simply the technical limitation. Packs can be used only when only as an integer number. So you have 20 packs, you can use 20 packs. If the total is for example 73.75, you need to use 74 packs, or use other form of payment. You put 70 packs and the rest in dollar, that will be paid to the cent without rounding up. But if the payment is done, if the closing payment or the full payment is done with packs and there are decimal, is automatically gonna be rounded to the next integer, and which means also that if you have 0, something packs, you cannot access the checkout in packs. Okay, this is clarified. Well, alright, so this is why if you go to the checkout you don't see the pack section, is because you don't have packs, or you have 0 point something and not yet 1 packs. Then let's move on. Let me show you, you're gonna see behind me here, the preview of the airplane page. Why is this? You're gonna see this is an image in my computer. It's not a final published things because it's not yet active, but you're gonna see that has several functionality. I'm gonna illustrate now. So first of all, you see the owner of the airplane asset, you see the model and brand, you see what is the category of this airplane. You know that higher the category, more the packs that the airplane is generating. This is the tail number. Tail number is generated when you activate the asset, exactly like the license. So you're gonna go there, you have your airplane in the new asset, you activate it. When you activate it, is going to generate the tail number. And here you have how many times people came to watch this airplane. Now let me tell something very important, okay? For any reason people cancel, change their mind on a purchase like this, we have some rule for which purchase can be also refunded. There are a few days you can ask the refund. One of the most important thing is the asset has not been activated. Once you activate the asset, it is so much work for us to remove everything from the database that we decided cannot be returned, okay? So new stuff can be returned for a few days, and once the set is activated, that's it, no more return. Is I think 7 days from the purchase you can request a refund, but if you activate the set, cannot do it anymore. All right, so this part is the level of the airplane. So like the license, you start at level 1, and then when you arrive here you can move to level 2. The difference a little bit here is this: airplane belong to a category that is fixed, so an airplane cannot move to the next category, while license grades can be moved. So with the license you go many level until you can go to the next grade. With the airplanes you can only go to next levels. So what for license is the change of the grade, in airplane airport is going to be the change of level, which means that the upgrade is from level 1 to level 2 and not from category C to 7, which cannot happen. Okay, here you're gonna see information about the airplane. 8 passenger for a Boeing 737 shows you that we put random number in the mock-up of the graphic, but it's gonna respect the correct number. The range, the speed that it reach, the engines that it has, the max cargo, and the fuel that it can contain. Those parameters now are the more descriptive, except the fuel maybe, but others are going to slowly be part of the logic of SimFly. This is the upgrade button. You can click on the upgrade button when the asset is ready to upgrade, and this is gonna be up to the next level, generating more packs. Okay, here there is going to be also the function to rent the airplane. If you want that when you are now using the airplane and you're not your sim, for example, or you're using another of your airplanes, you can leave this airplane for rent, which means from missions that are higher, okay, from the rental airplane up, somebody else can get the airplane that you leave for rental, use it, and you earn the packs because the airplane is being used. Okay, at the moment it's clean like this, but in the future, if somebody is gonna crash with the airplane, probably we're gonna introduce something like damages, insurances, and other things like that. Here you have the general info. Where is now the airplane? You know that in future missions you need to follow the location of the airplane. You cannot take off with an airplane that is in an airport from another airport, right? And then when it's being activated, you can move it. So if you need the airplane from another airport, you press the button move, and then you're gonna move it. There is gonna be a small fee in PAX, and you can move it to another airport. And here the information of the last flight that it has done, what date, what distance has flown, the route from what airport to what airport, and obviously the airplane model, which is a repetition, but here you can see the statistic related to this airplane. Pay attention, not the pilot, those are the statistic of the airplane, of the actual owner. So when you buy it, but if you buy it used from another person, you can see all the history of all the owners that he has had, and the rental that the airplane has done. So you can see how many flights this airplane has done in his life, or since he's been purchased by this person, how much flight time he has done, the distance he has traveled, how much fuel has consumed, and how many around the world trips the distance is equivalent to, and how many CO2 has been saved. You have the average flight, so between all the flight divided the amount of flight, you get the average time, distance, the fuel use, etc, etc. Okay. Here you have the performance compared to all the airplanes of the similar category that have flown. So what they do in general, all the airplane, and what this airplane has done compared to the other. So it can be better in this case, can be a little worse than the other, can be the same here, you know. So you need to see all the different evaluations that are done on flights. You have the average landing rate, which is an important aspect of all the flight. Then these are the experience points of this airplane. You see, so many issued equivalent to a higher bar here, but doesn't matter. Those are random data, so don't worry. And these are the packs that this airplane has generated. Pay attention, these are not available packs, but among the time the airplane has generated this amount of packs. This is interesting to see, you know, also when you want to buy an airplane from somewhere else, how much wealth this airplane has generated. This is a statistic of the most visited airport that this airplane has flown to between the rental and the owners. And here you have the flight history, and you see also the kind of, this is the initial owner, and with this license, notice that if the owner has 3 different licenses, there are 3 different ranks. You may see this with a cadet, the same owner with, I don't know, another license rank, etc, etc. This is the license that is being used to fly with this airplane. And then when it's being rented, also the other pilots, they rented it when they flew, and the landing rate that they did. You can also always click here and see the flight report. So this is the airplane asset detail page. Something that if you click now, you're gonna see just a couple of information, exactly what happened with the license, no more no less. This is going to be evolving because soon we're gonna be able to activate the airplanes. then the airport, and so on and so forth. The date that this is going to happen, the activation, is going to be disclosed one of the next week's video, okay? Anyways, our aim is to have airplane activations and PAX generation, airport activation and PAX generation, and the user marketplace where user can put for sale airplane, airports, and PAX tokens, all to be functional by the end of 2024. We aim to this if there are no bugs and if there is a good, strong support of the community, okay? If things goes down, you know, it's gonna take a little longer, but we aim to be there by the end of the year. And in fact, on these things, I'm going to have a small discussion with you later in this video. There is another news, the fact that next Thursday we are going to release a new client version. So when you run is going to update your client, or you can download the client from the website. And this new client is going to move the messaging system, the Sky Sentinel, but is also all the messaging about what's happening that you usually see in this small pop-up that appears when you are flying. And these are going to be inside the flight simulator, so no more a separated thing by inside. Why this is going to be for people flying with virtual reality helmets that they don't see the rest of the monitor, they see a dedicated screen with the simulator, and is also to avoid some cheating and hack that people can do affecting this separate application, while in this way is all channeled through the simulator, which is a little bit of a sandbox, a safe zone. So this is something that we are going to release this week, Thursday. Now I want to do a little bit of a visit on how SimFly planned his roadmap, okay? It is something that you can find in the website when you go on the About menu, and here you can see, if you scroll down, that there is the roadmap. What we announced in the past, I noticed, because I had a lot of complaints that we take long, we don't respect the deadline, etc, etc. Let's not get confused that when we announce something that is going to arrive later, it's not saying it's tomorrow, it's just saying that it's going to be announced based on the roadmap. In fact, if you see and you go read the details, we actually have respected all the deadline that are listed in the roadmap. Okay, we released the first beta client of SimFly, so the client in beta to be tested at the end of September of 2023. Okay, then the 14th of October in 2023, beta testers started using it, and so in fact we saw the first yellow airplane in the map back in 2023, okay? And in November 2023 we released the test pilot mission, okay? Then there been the first PAX that people were beta PAX, so they were not PAX, apologies, experience point. They were the first experience point that people were able to collect by flying, which were beta, so they're gonna be resetted. That we had a big issue with the brain of SimFly. I don't know if you remember this thing. We had to recode the brain, and this took us 3 months, so we lost what the job that was supposed to be done in 3 months has been done in 6 because it's been redone. But with experience we made something very solid. And in March, so you see January, February, March are 3 months, is not like a random number. We release the experience point officially and the first stable version of the client with it. So we pretty much been there in releasing the game at the end of game beta version in late 2023, and the first quarter of 2024, the last quarter, official release, okay, which has been done, but then with the official experience point 3 months into 2024. If you look at what was planned for 2024, you can see there is the logbook, the flight report, new missions, which we have all done, the client, flight analysis. There are a few things that are still on work, like Academy. We're working on the Academy right now. It's not published yet, but marketplace tutorial. So all these things have been respected, done along 2024. So I would like to say that is quite incredible, because a lot of startups, when they announce things, then they fail to follow the roadmap. We had a lot of impatient people, we had a lot of people subscribe, we are close to 13,000 people registered in SimFly. Many were there asleep. In fact, now that a license is being activated, they were accounted, purchased stuff and never participated, never flown, and they start to flying now. So there is a lot of, like a small wave of all the sleeping simmers that were part of SimFly. They're joining now, okay, like are being activated, awakened if you want. But the timeline and the roadmap that we had planned so far has been respected. You can go in the NOTAMs, this voice of the menu here, and there are 3 pages of a blog post. You can see for each one new feature, then for example experience point beta release. There is the date, see, January 20, 2024 is when we announce or present the fact, you know. So there are a lot. You can go and choose and read the different pages of the NOTAMs. It goes from the latest one. But if you maybe have joined SimFly only recently and you're curious about the past history, what things have been done and when, here you find everything. So there are 3 pages so far. They're gonna become more, but you're gonna see that there are several different updates. You can match and see that the updates done during these past 2 years all match the roadmap. Alright? Last but not least important things is the Ask Me Anything part. Why? Because this is the place where we're building all the knowledge about SimFly, built out of questions of the simmers, of the user of SimFly. Many things in our head are clear, but if you post a question here and then you see it's going to be answered, so you can see there is also a link to go watch a YouTube video that explain this single question, and you can search it. So if you have a doubt about the PAX token, just go here and write PAX, and then you can search, and you're gonna receive all the questions with the related answer, if they've been answered, if not just questions that talk about the topic that you are interested in. Do this, ask a question. If a question is being asked already and you are logged in, there is a button here that says vote, and you can vote for the questions, so we're gonna answer them in the weekly video. I showed this to you because in Discord we had many questions in these days that have been coming in, okay, and many of these questions make me understand that there is a lot of confusion, and it's our bad because we need to explain this thing properly. For example, Alex asks here, I buy JFK today, I charge 10 million PAX per landing. How are you going to regulate this? This single statement shows that there are 2 important things that have not been understood on how SimFly work. And if it's not understood, it's because probably we didn't explain it properly. First of all, KJFK is the airport in New York, okay? So say that somebody buy that airport, okay? Maybe after saving a lot of PAX, building up an army of airplanes that generate PAX, or because there are a lot of money and you buy directly. There are here 2 misconceptions. One, that you can choose how much you charge to other pilot to land. There is no such thing, okay? And the other thing is that pilots are charged for landing somewhere. So I want to clarify this because it's very, very, very important. So first of all, there is no such thing like paying for parking the airplane in somewhere. There are maintenance that are to be done in the airplane, obviously, yes, but if you land somewhere, or if you rent an airplane, say I am a pilot, I want to rent an airplane, I do not pay for renting it. Yet the owner of the airplane makes PAX money for having the airplane rented. Who pays this is the bank. SimFly Bank comes out with the funds to cover these things. So let me explain. In a single flight, there are several assets that are involved in a flight. There is the departure airport, there is the airplane, there is the pilot, which means the license used, and then there is the arrival airport, okay, which can be the same one of the takeoff, doesn't matter. So you have one departure airport and one arrival airport, can be two different, can be the same, doesn't matter, an airplane and a license. So when a flight happens, all those four assets earn something, and the payment comes from SimFly banks. Means SimFly create new PAX and gives this PAX to these four parties. So the only exception is if one of these assets belong to SimFly itself, there is no payment. So if you land in an airport that doesn't belong to any user, there is no payment because it belongs to SimFly itself. If you rent an airplane that belongs to SimFly, as well, SimFly get not paid any PAX. So only if an asset belongs to a user, receive a PAX payment, okay? So the person, the user that does this trip need to fly with his own license, okay? But if you use an airplane, you take off from an airport, you land on the other airport, do not have to pay anything. Now, second part of the question that is not clear is how much does the airport earn? How much does the airplane owner earn? Now, it depends on the asset. Like we saw, if the asset is of a high level, of a high category, and in case of the airport, the flight down is long, but also with the airplane, the flight down is long, there is more PAX that arrive to the person. So based on the pilot on the flight, airports where somebody lands makes enough based on the length of the flight that arrives there, plus the category and level of the airport itself. Who pays for this thing? SimFly. SimFly creates a new PAX token to pay for this thing. So there is nobody that has to come out with their own money, their own PAX, in order to pay for landing somewhere, to pay for renting an airplane, okay? So I hope this clarifies, because what I saw here is a little bit a signal that there is some misunderstanding on how SimFly work. I suggest to you participate in the Discord conversation. There are a lot of nice people. Sometimes I give answer. There is all the support that give answer as well. And if you have or see important question in Discord, I suggest you to ask them in the Ask Me Anything session of the website of SimFly, because that is going to become the knowledge of everything. Even tomorrow we want to train a small chatbot to answer questions that are repeated questions from users. That Ask Me Anything is the database, if you want, of the knowledge. Now, another important point before we go to the Ask Me Anything. I spoke with you and I showed you before what we did until now. So what has been the activities that we have done following the roadmap, so that you can in the NOTAM read all the release that we have done of each things. But now the question is where we're going in the future, okay? Which is the roadway, the roadmap from now to the future. As I said you before, we are going to arrive to the user marketplace by the end of the year. That's the goal we have, okay? We need to we have activated the license generate PAX. Next step, we activate airplanes and airplanes generate PAX, and then we have to activate the mission airplane rental, for example, so people can also start renting out airplane and people can do missions renting other people airplanes. Then we move to the airport activation, so also airport generate PAX, and then is going to be the user marketplace, where the users are able to sell their asset already upgraded of level of different things, but we cannot do this now also because there are not enough PAX in circulation. So we need to make sure that SimFly, that the user fly, earn PAX, there is enough PAX around to make sense of activating the other things, and then make sense for people to sell something, so people has the PAX to purchase these things, because if we put it now, we are forcing everybody to use US dollars, which is not what we want, okay? We keep the US dollar and we keep the PAX in a way to balance the two, so you know, like the classic structure where you have the two containers of water with a pipe that connect one with the other, so if there is too much water on one side, the other goes up and vice versa. So this is why there are two possibilities to use PAX and US dollar, because if suddenly there are too little PAX around, we see that people start compensating with dollars, so we need to make sure that there are more PAX circulating and vice versa. So we aim to have a situation where US dollar are just for those that don't fly enough, for those that want to have a shortcut, but the average simmer can join SimFly, fly enough without rush, without anxiety, and collect enough PAX to do all the things that it needs to do. Upgrade the license, expand his things, etc, etc. If you go into Discord, you're gonna see the discussion go deeper into more details on why many choices have been made, okay? Go there, analyze, read, comment, and participate to the discussion, okay? Now, set this, we move to the Ask Me Anything section of the video of the week, okay? The questions are the following. So the first question being asked by the Boulet, August 15, 2024, and has 6 votes. So again, guys, go vote for question in the Ask Me Anything section, please, 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 please. The question is, will we ever have a PC SIM crash recovery? Will there be the ability to resume a flight? In this way, the PAX and experience point loss for things beyond our control do not happen. Now, this is a very difficult thing to do properly, because we, as much as you say I don't have control if my computer crash, which is true, we don't have any control to see if people is using this to cheat the system, okay? So there is a timeout. There is a timeout which I believe goes around a few minutes, in which your flight is still saved. In fact, in the past we had a timeout too short, and many times just because of a small glitch in the internet connection, you know, the mission was cancelled. Now this is bigger now, should give you enough time to reboot the computer and restart things. Is borderline. Unfortunately, is something that probably we will learn ahead with time other means to do it, but now if we leave it too long, there are methods that people can use to start cheating the system. Because what if, for example, the Sky Sentinel was coming up right when your computer is crashed? You know, how to deal with that in terms of not getting the mission cancelled because you didn't answer to the Sky Sentinel. I'm saying this also because we are planning, now I'm saying for the future, for 2050, okay? A lot of things related to the client evolving. So there is going to be live situation where you can talk to others, see other airplanes that are near you or in the same airport. So we need people to be online for these things to work. So this is something that is difficult. So there is already, to answer your question, but it's not a lot of time. So that's something that we're gonna learn how to do better in time. So far, yes, you can restart things, but you need to be very fast. Okay. Question number 2. It is being asked by Miss Marlborough, 8th of September 2024. It says, good morning. I would like to know if at the end of each flight, in addition to the summary offered by the SimFly website, we could have a detailed report on the PAX, such as a receipt. Let me explain. 300 PAX earn, less departure arrival airport expenses, less plane expenses, less fuel expenses, etc, etc. Obviously, if you own the plane and the airport, these expenses become earning, like a bank statement. One more time, now people is linking to this answer from the Ask Me Anything. Go watch the full video, because I make this explanation. So there is no payment for departure arrival airport, so you don't have anything deducted from it, from your earning. It's not 300 PAX minus expenses. Okay, so in a flight, in a single flight, everything is covered and paid by the bank. There is only, I repeat this, there are only 4 assets that get paid: departure airport, airplane, license, and arrival airport. Departure and arrival airport can be the same or 2 different, doesn't matter, okay? The bank, SimFly Bank, issue new PAX to pay all these assets. So a pilot does not have to pay for the airport fees, okay? So it's just, if you own them all, then it's all earning, as you say, correct. But if you don't have to pay anything. One more time, what you say though makes sense, meaning that in the flight analysis, there should be how much each of these assets has earned. So you should have something like, in this flight, the departure airport got this fee such and belongs to whoever user belongs. Then the airplane has earned such and such and goes to the owner, that is this user. The license has earned such and such and goes to the owner of the license, and the landing airport, blah blah blah. So in this way you see the PAX and also the experience point generated in the full flight. What experience point goes to the departure airport, what experience point goes to the airplane, what experience point goes to the license, what experience point goes to the landing airport, and same way the PAX. So if you own more than one asset, means it's to you. If you don't, it's to somebody else, but the flight has generated this amount. So I hope, Mr. Marlborough, that this clarify how the payment for the full trip, for the full flight, sorry, are managed, okay? There is no need for the user to pay for fees, okay? Then, next question, question number 3, is being asked by Sindubia, as 4 votes, as the 1st of September 2024. He asks, is it possible to have SimFly automatically track your flight, so you don't have to log in to the website and import your flight information from SimBrief? That, or have an option in the application that's installed on your computer already? Now, Mr. Sindubia, so you need to log in as a matter where, but probably in the future we're gonna have all that you see in the website inside the client. So the client is not gonna be just a small icon there on the bottom of your computer, but is gonna have a full interface where you can log in, where you can see all the other information, choose the mission, starts, etc, etc. It's like a small browser that replicates the website inside the client itself. In theory, if you log in once and never shut down the client, you leave it always there, you don't need to re-log in again. Simply, we were thinking at the beginning to do an automatic recognition of a takeoff and automatic recognition of a landing. But we thought that this can be misleading, also because they're going to be mission that require to do touchdowns, the mission that require to stop in more than one city along a longer mission. So it's better always for the user to declare a start mission and an end mission, and through an interface that knows which is the user, so where you have logged in. Probably in the sim itself, so people with the virtual reality don't have to remove the helmet to interact with the browser and then put it back and so on and so forth. But as of today, things are like this. This comes between the things that we can focus on added with time in 2025, if it's going to happen. That's my answer for you, Sindubia. Last question, number 4, is being asked by Lele VR65, and he has 4 votes. It's being asked 12 of September 2024. And he says, it would be nice to see SimFlight Traffic injected into the simulator in flight and park at the airports in the future. I don't know if this is possible. So practically, that's what I was saying before, having a live client, so you can see what other SimFlyers. we need to have a name for simmers that use SimFly. They are SimFlyers. You can see what their SimFlyers are flying around you or are in the same airport like you, and in fact now you can see those in the detail of the airport. You see what airplane are parked there, not activated yet, but the UI already provides this. You see what other flights are parked there. I see in the future the possibility to see it in a more live manner. It's something we're planning to do, but thank you for the suggestion, and because of your nickname Include VR, I guess you're gonna enjoy this week the release of the new client to use the VR with no problem. Now guys, it's been a long video also today, but there were a lot of things to say. I hope, and thank you for following me until now. Register yourself as a follower in our social media, in our YouTube video, participate discussion in Discord as I show you, and never forget, SimFly, take off and get more.